Two powerful analytics platforms. One crucial question. Google Analytics or Qlik, which one really delivers? On the left, Google Analytics, the go-to for web and app insights. And on the right, Qlik, empowering data exploration and business intelligence across your entire organization. Let's skip the buzzwords and dive right into the real differences. Each category earns points, and by the end, you'll see exactly which tool takes the lead. The result in 2025 might actually surprise you. So, here's what we'll compare. Let's map this out. We've got core focus, visualization and reporting, pricing, ease of use, data integration and ETL, AI and automation, ecosystem and integration, and support and community. Super important categories to choose between them. Ready? Let's jump in. Starting off with core focus. So Google Analytics is purpose-built for tracking websites and apps, pretty much real-time out of the box. It's like your web traffic detective. But here's the thing, it doesn't really look beyond the web. If you need basic digital analytics, it nails it. Now, Qlik comes in swinging as a full-on enterprise BI platform. It's made to handle business data everywhere. Finance, HR, sales, you name it. So not just websites, but all your company's data. Sure, it's not as laser-focused on web traffic, but if you want the complete BI package for bigger analytics, it's honestly the winner here. Okay, visualization and reporting. Google Analytics gives you those classic dashboards, conversion funnels, customizable reports, all that. But sometimes the UI is a bit meh. And customizing the dashboard layout, yeah, can be awkward. Now, Qlik is like dashboard paradise. Seriously, their stuff is so interactive and ridiculously customizable. You want storytelling with visuals, hidden insights popping up thanks to its associative data engine. Qlik absolutely nails those moments of, wait, what? That's possible? The only catch, you might need a developer if you want to go really wild. But man, the customization is worth it. Qlik takes this round easily. Let's talk money. Pricing. Google Analytics is famous for having a free starter tier, which is honestly huge if you just want standard analytics. Even their enterprise plan, GA360, is available, but yeah, it's pricey. There are sometimes hidden costs too if you need those advanced features. Qlik, on the other hand, is super flexible on how you deploy, but it's kind of notorious for being expensive, especially for small teams. Pricing can be a mystery, like, wait, how much am I paying again? So for most folks, especially startups or people watching their budget, Google Analytics wins here. Oh, and here's something cool that you probably didn't know. Qlik's in-memory associative engine lets you play with all your data, like fully, uncovering relationships that Google Analytics just, well, misses. Isn't that insane? Ease of use. And oof, this is where things get a bit tricky. Google Analytics is mostly straightforward. Set up basic reports, get insights, doesn't require coding unless you want to go deep. But let's be real. The deeper you go, the steeper the learning curve. It's famous, but sometimes the UX just feels like a puzzle. Qlik, meanwhile, is friendly for developers. And if you're a power user, you'll love how customizable it is. However, if you're not technical, you might be phoning a developer just to set up an extra data source, which is always a hassle. Overall, Google Analytics takes it, especially for people who want to get going quickly. On to data integration and ETL. So Google Analytics ties in super well with other Google tools, right? If your entire world is in Google's garden, you're covered. But outside that, the integration options, yeah, they get a bit thin. Qlik, though, this is where things get spicy. Their ETL tools are genuinely best in class, letting you pull in data from all sorts of places, prep it, blend it, and do way more fancy stuff. You might need an expert to set up some of the more advanced features, but for organizations swimming in data from everywhere, Qlik comes out on top. Let's geek out a little with AI and automation. Google Analytics does the basics. Anomaly detection, predictive stuff, but don't expect mind-blowing AI features. They're just kind of okay. Qlik, though, pushes things further. Automated insights, conversational analytics, and it'll even suggest things you didn't think to ask for. Some of the machine learning could use polishing, sure, but if you want smart, self-service analytics, Qlik is definitely the winner here. Ecosystem and integration. This one's actually pretty cool. Google Analytics plugs into almost every Google product you can think of. Ads, Data Studio, Tag Manager. If you're living in the Google universe, it's unbeatable. But yeah, if you want to branch out beyond Google, you'll feel a little limited. Qlik is way broader, integrates with all sorts of BI and data sources, both cloud and on-prem. Yet, you might need custom connectors for some stuff. Still, for most people, Google Analytics is just too seamless in its ecosystem. That's why it wins here. And finally, support and community. Google Analytics has a massive forum and tons of free guides, but if you need live help, not unless you're on the pricey plan. It's pretty much self-serve. Qlik gives enterprise-grade support if you pay, and their community of pros is super active. But sometimes people aren't totally clear about what sort of help they can get. In reality, both kind of balance each other out. So let's call this one a tie.
If you're visual, this is where all the categories stack up against each other. Some things are super close, but you'll see Qlik spike on things like data integration, visualization, and that sweet AI. Google Analytics pops for pricing and Google ecosystem. So it's really about what matters to you. So, what's the verdict? If you need specialized web and app analytics, something accessible, and let's be honest, budget-friendly, Google Analytics is kind of a no-brainer, especially if you're knee-deep in the Google ecosystem. But if your team needs powerhouse business intelligence, crazy visualizations, and handles data from literally everywhere, Qlik is the way to go. Those advanced dashboards and ETL features make it so worth considering for enterprise scale in 2025. Was this analytics comparison helpful? Want more straightforward takes on business software? Stick around and follow. We've got tons more insights just like this coming your way.